Welcome back to the final part of the F14 tutorial. We will be going over the last parts of the F14, which is just the engine, which is just these intakes. I don't really have to even work on my camera locking. I'm just going to go over very quickly how to build these. I don't even want to have to do it over here because it's very convoluted also. I'm just kind of going over, make sure this is all pretty accurate to what you're going to be making. I used a combo, actually this one was just all hover thrusters. I thought I used a combo, but yeah, you can replace all this super rocket engines if you don't want it, but anyways, let's get into this. So you're going to be, I'm just going to go over how to build this last part. It's going to be a very short video, hopefully. But yeah, so starting from the middle here, lined up with the leftmost leg of this clipping area, you are going to place a motor top down, and it's going to be right here on the right of this thing. I think I actually already had it placed over there. Then you're going to place 3 texts 1x2s on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 on the bottom, and that's going to connect to 3 cameras in a row. Once that is done, it's just 2 motors on each side, and both of these have the lock setting on. Once that is done, I think, yeah, I got all of this camera locking, so covered all of that camera locking. Wanted to make sure got that, yeah, and I have my front landing gear done too, right? Yes, I do. But yeah, so once sorry, it's just this left. Once you're done with that, I'm gonna open this up so you can see what this side looks like. It's because this side is the one that turns. So this one's the one on the left is a lot more simpler. It's a lot simpler. So these are just 2 locked motors, 1 block, 1 trail, another trail at a different angle. I think I've actually already gone over this. Yeah, I did. Another trail at a different angle, so trail up, trail sideways, and then 2 locked motors. So from this side, locked motor up, block, trail up, trail sideways, lock, and then you're going to grab 2 text 1x3s and place them on the edge of the motor. I placed these ones sideways, actually. You're going to place them sideways, text 1x3s. And then you're going to place these trap doors all around it. You're going to go trap door side, and make sure they are oriented this way though. You want the little dot at the top, because on trap doors, the only spot that they will attach to are this side, but not the front side. So make sure you don't angle them the wrong way. So you want to have them like this, and then you can place a camera on the inner sides to connect them all together. So this text 1x3 grabs onto these 2, which grabs, and these cameras allow it to grab onto this and that one. So yeah, so you have your text 1x3, which is sideways, and then you have 2 cameras. I put them on the interior side to allow these to turn without bumping into these 2. And then once that is done, you simply make sure this is copied onto here, half wedge down 1x2s, and just all over. So you're just gonna cover the entire thing up. Also, make sure you get this RGB down. I used 250, 160, 150, 250, 160, 150. That is what I used for this. It seems to have worked. So make sure your entire thing is just covered up nicely, and then you add some. Just add some stuff on outside. I used this RGB color 30, 33, 32 for this one. Also, remember all the RGBs I've used, 88, 89, 93. This is basically your initial paint tutorial, which I'm just going over some of the colors I've used. 138, 137, 132, 88, 89, and then this light was 206, 208, 205. And you can make sure you paint these 2 sections, these 2 bottom parts, the light white. That's why this entire bottom part is going to be the white, and then basically everything else is a combination of gray, and everything else is just this it's kind of like an extremely light brown but kind of gray. It's like gray brown, like a gray, more like gray, brownish gray. I don't know. It's on the F14, but yeah, it's that color. But yeah, once you have this part done, I think you basically have everything. Also, remember, if any of these angles are refusing to turn in the right way, make sure that's normally assigned to them either clipping together without having time to angle. So make sure you just have your, when these are locked in the right way, make sure you have your disconnectors here, and that's locked. That's locked and it's not locking down too early. Same thing for over here. There was an issue with this not turning because it clipped together too early and it couldn't clip. If an angle doesn't turn, it's something to do with it being before it's clipped together. And also another big issue some guys have with the tutorial is stuff will clip together, not if you have an extra angle floating off to the side, I mean, it hasn't clipped together fully. Try to look for any jams, anything that could be blocking which could be blocking it, that wouldn't allow it to clip. And then if an angle isn't working, make sure after you spawn it in, watch it, make sure it's not clipping together too fast. If it is, add some TNT, sprinkle some magic TNT, or add some springs if you're trying to make this thing without using TNT at all, I don't know why you would. These springs are very painful. But then again, I'm trying to do it for my transport, so I'm not a place to be talking about it. But yeah, I think this has covered everything. If there's any big issues I've left uncovered, or if there's some common bugs, maybe I'll make a video on that for the F14. But yeah, pretty soon after this is released, I might move into the B21. Also, for PvP-wise stuff, let me get my actual F14 showcase version out. I'm not even sure where the gun is. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys for somewhat. If the gun's on the bottom of it, all you have to do, one block clip to the left, and then spam a bunch of guns. Or if you don't really care about where the gun placement is, you can actually just place a bunch of guns right about here, and this will be about in the center of the bottom. So this is for PvP. If you wanted to give it some PvP options, you could just add a long gun in there. That would work for that. And then rockets, if you want some rockets, I would add them under, either on the bottom. Well, actually, that's where some of the AIM-6 Phoenixes are in the actual thing, at least in War Thunder. You can simply place 2 here and then clip them up like this. And if you want more, just simply rinse and repeat, back here, add another 2 in. Simply add another 2 in. Actually, that won't work for that because they poke out one for the front. You could do this, just going over some. You could also, because it would be hard to add these on the wings since they're variable geometry and they'd turn off to the edges. But for the most part, this should last you guys fine. If you want some basic things, you can move them up farther. You could clip one underneath. If you want to try to clip them on the sides, you can just place some on these sides, on the sides of this thing, and just build them a little bit lower. You guys are free to do whatever you want with the tutorial. So, but yeah, this is just my recommendation for a simple PvP upgrade, because if you want to go more in depth, you could try to add custom missiles to the bottom. You could you could lift the entire thing up a bit, build a custom missile underneath it, or on the sides right here. But that's all up to you guys. For now, this is just going over the last basic parts of the F14 tutorial, so I can start getting the B21 tutorial out. Gonna try to get it out soon, or start it soon. So, but anyways, this has been Summit. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.